party that they probably don't know a lot of people
Yeah.
at, like, randomly, or it'll be like vice versa. But like it's not so much like we have like big group, like big huge parties that like the whole school goes to, only because it's so big.
Yeah, that's the thing. You can't have like.
Yeah.
The thing is, a lot of people when they have parties, like you don't want to tell everybody because the school is so huge that you'll have like 1 million people coming to your house.
Right.
So, people keep it D, and then it becomes just just the friends, and like you don't really worry about what other people are doing.
Right. So tell me about the parties. Like, is that your primary way that you get together to socialize with friends, or?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'd say so.
yeah.
Like what? Tell me.
Like I think it's more used as a thing to socialize with people that you don't necessarily socialize with.
That's true. Actually, you don't see. It's
You
with
don't-
people that
like,
you don't see
I mean,
all
the
the
people
time.
you see all the time, you automatically associate yourself with. But like at parties, you'll like see people like you haven't seen in a while, or people you usually don't see at parties sometimes, or people that you don't interact with as much.
And the parties are at people's houses.
Usually,
Or
outside.
sometimes there's like teen center parties, or
Yeah, or
like-
in Fresh Pond.
In what? What's that?
It's just like there's like a reserve wooded area like in Cambridge. People will just go out and like drink in the parks if there's nothing better to do. People will just go to a park and kill 40s.
Kill 40s?
Yeah.
Wow. Tell me about the killing 40s. What's this?
Have you ever heard of a 40?
A 40?
It's
Part of
40
Cambridge
ounces
is
of
that it's so Cambridge is so densely populated that a big problem is that if not even that there's a lot of people there, but if you're making a lot of noise, the houses are so close together that you're gonna eventually the police will come if you have a big party. So I mean, one way of getting rid of that problem is just by going out and parks or like you said wooded areas or whatever.
Yeah, because you can't get in trouble.
And-
like people are afraid to have it at their house because they know the cops will end up there, and then they're gonna get in trouble. So they're just like, whatever, let's just go
If the
outside.
weather's nice. Sometimes you'll see people outside. Not like right now when it's 30 degrees out though.
But if you were out in the park killing 40s or whatever, couldn't you get in trouble for that too? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can run away from the cops easily. Much easier in a park than in a house,
I see.
and no one will get in trouble as long as no
or
one gets
in a
caught.
dance hall, like Fatima said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like an arranged party where
Yeah.
people are doing it inside.
Right, a dance hall. So some parties are like in a...
Or like at like some people will rent like private parties, or people that have parties on like their own money and own time. They'll have it, and like, I mean, you're not supposed to drink, but people usually like do anyways, and like no one will get caught only because it's a private party and there's no kind of like school supervision or like.
Often the places that they have it don't really care. Like they're
Right.
making money off it anyway, so they're like, whatever, I don't care. Like,
Yeah.
as long as the kid isn't really sloppy,
Yeah.
they're not gonna get kicked out.
Yeah. What about like dating? Do you, do the people that you hang with kind of pair up, or is it all just everybody's kind of, like...
There's random couples in the school.
There are random couples.
But like I think like the couples like are known as couples. Like
Yeah.
it's really obvious like who's a couple. And like some people like
like certain people, like if people will notice that two people are a couple if they see them together all the time.
or people
That's how-
think that you're a couple. I know
Yeah.
I've had that problem a couple times.
Yeah, that's
a couple
happened.
times.
People like, cause I really court like males, so they automatically assume that like I go out with them, but it's not the case.
There's definitely certain people that are definitely like couple people and will always be in like some kind of relationship, And then there's other people that you pretty much know are usually not attached to anybody else, Or you can assume most of the time.
So do you guys like date, go on dates,
Definitely not. I've never been
It's like
No.
never ever like
Like
gone out
I mean
to
I've
dinner
gone
and
to the
movie.
movies or something, but like I don't know, I don't consider it like a date. Like we don't have like a set like, oh let's make a date.
Dates really aren't formal at all.
Yeah,
At
they're not
all.
formal at all. There's
People
no like,
usually
I'll pick
say
you up at your
prom.
house and
Like-
then we'll go to dinner.
That's like the most formal date
When
like I
peop-
think we have is
when-
like the prom.
People usually talk about, they never say we went on a date, they just say we just chilled.
Yeah.
Oh, you chilled.
Or if people are going out, you don't like, I mean, you'll hang out like alone, but like often you'll just like go to a party together. You won't like go like off on your own all the time.
Okay, but so do you go pick each other up and then go together, or do you meet there, or,
It depends on how
Depends
serious
on-
the relationship
yeah.
is.
I see.
The school's definitely, it's
yeah.
it's really diverse, but like it's cut
really-
down the like
It's
black and white
segregated.
line a lot.
Really?
And a lot of it's self-segregated.
It's
like
self-segregated.
it's completely
exactly.
like
It's not has nothing to do with like the people and
Yeah,
everything. It's
yeah.
self-segregated.
Not just black and white too. Like there's a whole bilingual section. Like
Yeah.
It's definitely-
the major section is like there's like black black people and like people who want to kind of pretend that they're black,
see that
and then
more,
there's
like-
white people.
Tell me about that.
You see,
Like,
you can go.
go ahead.
All right, you probably see it the most at like school dances or say after school when people are outside the school just hanging out before everyone goes home. Like
Yeah.
it's more black and white there, like where people hang out.
Yeah.
Like if you go to a dance, there's definitely like a segregation line
Yeah.
Why?
of where.
I don't, but
I
it's
don't
like
know, like, I really-
self-segregation, so
yeah.
it's probably just because of you always go to your friends. I don't think it has anything to do with the color. Like, if I had a friend that wasn't my race or nationality or whatever, I would not talk to them because they're, like, that way. It's just how it, like, works out. Like,
There's definitely no one that's like racist.
Yeah.
Like there's no one that's like would be mad at someone else because they're a different color or whatever. Like there's none of that at all. It's just like people seem to form friendships quicker with like
People that have
people
stuff in
yeah
common,
people
right?
of their own race, and then that just sticks, and then the little groups or whatever will add up, and they'll all be like
Big.
I don't know, it'll become the big group, and that's like you don't really move between them that much once they become that big.
What about you said homophobia. What about people who have a different sexual orientation? Is that accepted?
Yeah, no one really
Yeah.
cares.
I
No
don't-
one gets like beat up for
Yeah,
it. We actually, I mean,
well, I mean, there's the coming out day assembly, which is like an assembly that's like school wide during like 2 periods, and like people that have that like different sexual preferences come out, I guess, to the school and express like how they feel or whatever, and it's a cool assembly. Like no one really.
Everyone always tries to get in every year.
Yeah,
and
it's
that's
really
the-
like common.
it's
Like
really-
a lot of people like that assembly. I don't know.
Every-
the school's really
really like-
accepting of kids. Actually, we have a gay straight alliance, and like
Yeah.
I don't know, like it's really not like a bad thing to be.
I think people are very like accepting, but it does seem like there's a lot more females who do come out. I don't think I've ever seen a male come out. So I don't know if that's if people in general don't want to see that, but I think it does take more courage to come out as a boy. So like I don't think I've ever seen that in the assembly. It's always girls.
Is this assembly run by the faculty at your school, or do the students?
Alliance.
It's like you see some people hang out. Sometimes like people hang out with different people all the time. But like I wouldn't say there's a certain group with that name and a certain group with that name.
So you don't have the skaters and the surfers and the.
Well, there's people like that. You could stereotype people like that, but it's not. You don't have to like. There's not
Like you can't
set
look
bounds.
at them and like say,
Yeah.
"Oh, those are the jocks. Those are the skaters."
Because everybody kind of hangs with everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's really
There's like
great.
a lot of little groups kind of since it's such a big high school.
Yeah.
There's not like one group of jocks and one group of nerds. It's kind of like everyone can kind of fit in between more than like there's a lot less school pride at a bigger school like this in a public school. But if you go out, in the suburbs, you see a lot more school pride, like fighting for your football team and all that kind of stuff. So there's a lot less of that here.
So what about conformity? Like, do you feel like there's pressure to conform to certain?
I think the school's pretty good about that, actually. I've never felt like that.
Really?
I've never been like ridiculed because I like wear grimy clothes or anything. It's
What
never
about-
been bad.
Fatima, what about you?
I don't know. I think I just most likely like the people that I hang out with are people that I've known since elementary school because Cambridge isn't really that big. So like the groups that are formed are like